I'm your host, Mario Moore. This is The Vine, Connected to Christ Ministry. Today's subject is dealing with faith and why you need it as a Christian. Y'all ready? Youtubesode 2. Firm faith on unstable waters. Let's do it. In this day and age, we have become modern day Peters. Do you remember when Peter asked that stupid question? When he saw Jesus passing them by, walking on the water. Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. The invitation with Christ is always come. So Peter, by faith, stepped out. Mind you, an immense storm is going on. But Peter has his eyes on Jesus because that is who he is laying his faith in. When you have your eyes on Jesus, it doesn't matter what's going on around you. It doesn't matter who's talking about you behind your back. Take note that although they are talking about you, they must obviously be watching you walking on water. Let the haters talk and see you do that which they cannot do. Keep your eyes on Jesus and tell them to stay in the boat. Stay in the boat. Get it? Now we see Peter walking on water by faith, oblivious to what's going on around him. Know that what you put before you is where you lay your faith. Some keep their eyes stayed on their pastors, some on their friends, some on themselves, some on their job. Faith has to be placed on a faith that replicates. You see, Peter had his faith on Jesus, and Jesus had faith that Peter, by faith, could walk on water as long as he had his eyes stayed on him. No doubt Peter walked on water, but watch this now. Verse 30 of Matthew chapter 14 tells us that when Peter saw the wind, he was afraid, and he began to sink. The issue was not the wind. The issue was Peter taking his eyes off of Jesus. Now, this is just me talking. I believe Peter wanted to make sure his buddies were seeing how cool he was looking, walking on water. You know how we do. And in that split moment, he began to sink and lost sight of Jesus. All he could see was the water and the wind. I read that self-satisfaction had diluted his faith with pride, and that faith that he had lost its sustaining power. This is the issue that we have to deal with day in and day out. We are told that as Christian men and women, we have no need to be afraid as long as our eyes are stayed on Jesus. But when we take our eyes off of Jesus and place it on self, friends, place it on anything other than Jesus, we have a good reason to be afraid. Maybe in your Christian walk, for a moment you took your eyes off of Jesus and have been sinking ever since. Maybe the storms in your life has caused your attention to be diverted from Jesus. Maybe people in your church have been talking behind your back, and it caused you to turn your eyes from Jesus. I don't know your situation, but God does. Don't let anybody keep you from walking on water. So just like Peter, you're sinking. But know that you have not sank. There is a difference. Right now, you have just a moment to spare. Cry out, Lord, save me. Sometimes there's no need for an all-night prayer session. You know how we do. Had Peter prayed a long prayer, he would have hit the bottom of the ocean. No matter if you no longer see Jesus as you did, trust me, he sees you. The Bible tells us in Isaiah 59 verse 1, behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear. Cry out just as Peter did, Lord, save me. The Bible continues on to say in verse 31 of Matthew chapter 14, I believe, and immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, Wherefore didst thou doubt? Doubt is the absence of faith. Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Sometimes, to be honest, we get feeling and faith mixed up. Feeling is not faith. Faith is ours to exercise, but the joyful feeling and the blessing is God's to give. Some say, well, I pray all the time, but it seems like, and I pray in faith, I do, but it seems like God he don't hear me, he doesn't answer me. Even if the Lord does not answer you right away, be persistent like Elijah. It's a song that goes like this. He may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. He's an on-time God. Yes, he is. Y'all heard that before. Go read about what happened with Elijah on Mount Carmel. How he prayed 7 times and God showed up, showed out. In the book Early Writings, page 73, paragraph 2, it says, I asked the angel why there was no more faith and power in Israel. He said, you let go of the arm of the Lord too soon. Press your petitions to the throne and hold on by strong faith. The promises are sure. Believe ye receive the things ye ask for, and ye shall have them. You are saved by faith in Jesus alone. Jesus saves. Jesus saves. The Bible continues. And see that you can do with it. Okay, look. This is what I want you to do. This is what I need you to do. There is a link. Well, it's not actually a link. It says subscribe on it. What you want to do is you want to click that button. Yeah, that's all you got to do. You just click it. It's free. And you get all this goodness. We're going to be talking about faith. We're going to be talking about all these different things. So what you need to do is you need to hit subscribe. Okay? You subscribe and that's it. If you need more information, you can find me on Facebook. Bling. You can find me on Twitter. Bling. You can find me on Tumblr. Bling. What else is there? Instagram. I'll just be taking pictures,